Well, good evening. Welcome. This is the Get to Know broadcast by the LWN Foundation, and I appreciate everybody that's going to take time to come and watch this evening. Tonight, we are going to get to know Dr. Jenny Wilkins, but I might preface that by saying she's not in the studio yet, and so she's might be running behind. So, this would not surprise me that this happens because it does. Things come up. I'm not certain what's happened. Hopefully, she will be able to join us. If she doesn't, we'll certainly just go ahead. We'll reschedule this for another time and we'll make it happen then. I am, I should say, was, because I'm feeling like it's not going to happen. And this does happen to me on these broadcasts, is what I was basically saying. So, it's a real bummer. But you know what? Things happen. Keep on moving. I've got a plan B. So I, in fact, do have a plan B. Uh, hopefully, I don't have to go to that. Hopefully, she'll be able to show up. You are watching the LWN Foundation live streaming TV. We are on StreamYard. It works really, really great. I really, really appreciate the flexibility here. I'm streaming right now to actually five different uh, or four different sites, all on Facebook. And uh, I just want to say I really love this platform. It works really well. So I hope that you are doing well. This is an opportunity to get to know Jenny. And it's looking like she's not going to make it. I do have a plan B, and I really apologize for those that have taken time to come. We're looking forward to her coming. If she happens to show up, we'll certainly bring her in. But at this point, she's not there. So I'm just going to go to some comments. I'm going to show that Rachel Johnson, thank you very much. I appreciate you joining this evening. And Carol Brown is with us as well. And bottom line is, Plan B looks like it's going to happen sooner than later. So, the LWN provide healing through nature. That's what we do. We are a nonprofit foundation. I do videos every morning for sunrise. I start at about 6:45 Eastern Standard Time, and it's an opportunity to connect to nature, an opportunity to connect to source, and community. And it's all about just welcoming in a brand new day. It's part of my routine. I really enjoy my routine. I feel very uh, uncomfortable if I just don't, excuse me, do it. I wake up, start with a gratitude prayer, and then what I do is to follow through with putting good information into my mind, either spiritual or motivational or inspirational type of stuff. I say affirmations. We have a meditation time. We listen to the birds singing, watch the sun come up, and it sets the stage for a great day. And it's very uh, healthy, and it keeps me focused on what's important. And I have different themes every day. Monday is Affirmation Monday. Tuesday is Empowerment Tuesday. Wednesday is Health and Wellness Wednesday. That is, in fact, today. And I mentioned earlier, we are waiting for Dr. Jenny to show up. Um, I, don't know what happened with that, but I can just tell you that something came up. And so I'll probably end up having to redo that. But what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to just move forward here. This is what we're going to do. This is something that I talked about recently. This is the 7-day mental diet. So we'll still talk about health and wellness because it is Health and Wellness Wednesday. And what I'd like to do, I like to challenge everybody to just bear with me here. We'll read through this book. It's a very short book. But if we do this mental diet, it's going to honestly change our lives for the better. I had talked about doing it before. It's the 7-day mental diet by Dr. Emmett Fox. And for those of you that might just be joining, we're waiting on uh, Dr. So we're waiting on Dr. Jenny to show up. She's not with us yet. Hopefully she will. If she doesn't, then I'll reschedule it and I'll let everybody know. So I apologize about that, but I'm going to do this because this is about health and wellness and this is going to help us. And I'd love for you to come along with this. If you want more information, just let me know and I'll get that to you. So Dr. Emmett Fox was actually born on July 30th, 1886. And he lived through August 13th in 1951, and he was a thought leader and an author and a healer and a minister, and encouraged millions to listen to him when he was speaking about health, inner peace, and success. And so that's what we're going to talk about is inner peace tonight. And we're going to talk about getting a good quality of life, because that's what we're all about here at the LWN Foundation, is trying to improve our lives so that we can have a high quality of life and recognize that we can make our dreams come true. It takes a lot of work, though. It takes determination. It takes dedication. It takes commitment, and it takes consistency as well. So I'll just read forward here. It makes no difference how deeply seated the trouble may be, how hopeless the outlook, how muddled the tangle, how great the mistake, a sufficient realization of love will dissolve it all. So the 7-day mental diet is this. The subject of the diet is one of the foremost topics of the present day in public interest. Newspapers and magazines teem with articles on the subject. The counters of the bookshops are filled with volumes unfolding the mysteries of proteins, starches, vitamins, and so forth. And the whole world is food conscious. Experts on the subject are saying that physically you can become the thing that you eat, that your whole body is really composed of the food that you have eaten in the past. What you eat today, they say, will be be in your bloodstream within the lapse of a few hours, and it's in your bloodstream that it builds up all the tissues composing your body, and there you are. Now, for everybody that's joining me, we were waiting for Dr. Jenny to show up. Something must have come up. She is not with us. She's a local TV personality here. She has a health and wellness as well as a pharmacy right downtown here in Sarasota. Super dynamic people. I mean, the medical community come to this woman to get her input, and with respect to naturopath, like last year, she was actually named Naturopath of the Year. And I'm just so proud to be able to know her personally. And I was really hoping that she could be here. And sometimes things don't work out the way that they plan. So I guess I'm getting used to that. And we'll just keep on moving forward. And if you will stick with me, I would certainly appreciate that, because this is going to be super dynamic about what I'm talking about. She's dynamic. This is exceptional. And so I'm going to try and read a book, look at the comments. We'll put some comments up. Sunday Jew is with us, and she saw the invitation. She's late, but guess what? Oh, Dr. Jenny is with us. Oh my goodness, wonderful. Listen, I'm going to bring her in now. So let's just do that. That's awesome. I knew she was just running a little bit behind. So let me just bring her in. Let's just talk to her in 1 second. Let me just adjust this here, because Dr. Jenny is changing lives for the better every single day. You can check her website out as well at www.agevital.com. Dr. Jenny,
Hi, how
welcome.
are you? Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Yes, I can.
You can. Can you see me?
I do. Thank you.
You can see me. I'm so sorry. I was just trying
It's
to figure
okay.
all of this out. You're too fancy for me. I'm locked in a
Welcome.
lab all day long.
I started reading this. It's like, okay, well, I had a plan B. So it's a 7-day
Oh,
mental diet.
nice.
Have you ever
Oh,
heard
it's
of that?
Dr. 7-day mental diet. Yes, I
Yes.
have.
Yes. So we were going to do that in the meantime.
I have. I love mental diet. It is. It's a lot of it is all mental, right?
This is tough. This one's a tough one.
Yeah.
This is all about the thinking, and
Yeah.
so it's a real tough one. But
But if
um,
the pineal gland is suppressed, right, you can't think.
right.
So how can you
So
how can you have a mental diet if you have calcification neurologically, right?
right. Now tell us,
How can
how's that happen?
Alzheimer's patients have mental diets? They can't think. How
They
about
can't think.
dementia patients?
Right.
Mhm.
So that's caused by calcification. Is that what you're telling us?
Yes, yep, calcification of the third eye or the pineal gland, what
Uh
it's called
huh.
in medicine. It's
Huh.
a tiny little grain of rice right here. This is the access to our consciousness. It's how we perceive
The third
everything
eye.
around us. Yep.
Wow. Yeah.
So it's the window to the soul is what, right? A lot of religions
Right.
agree upon. Yep. So thank you for
Ye-
having me. I'm so
Well,
sorry I'm late.
thank you. I think we've got a little bit of an audio thing. I don't know if you have headphones or not. If you have headphones, that will help. But if you don't have them, that's fine. I'm not hearing a whole lot of feedback, but that's
Okay.
okay.
Should I get
Um,
closer? Is this better?
that's fine. I'm not really hearing any feedback, so that's a
Okay.
good thing. Um, So I really appreciate you taking your valuable time to come and join us this evening. I was just telling a little bit to our viewers a little bit about you. I was kind of holding off. I didn't know whether you were going to come or not. I didn't want to tell them the whole story, but you're a mother of four to start
Yeah.
with,
Mm-hmm.
and you're a doctor. You're a naturopath, and I want to go right now to the fact that one of the things that caught my eye was is that you were awarded the Naturopath of the Year last year.
Yes, that's
And
correct.
yes, and so, you know, acclaimed acclaimed doctor that the medical community comes to you looking for you to help educate them.
Yes. Yeah.
That's
They
so
do.
awesome. That's
I
so
don't know how they
awesome.
hunted me down, but apparently I had enough of a following to where cancer patients and patients dealing with pain, patients dealing with fibromyalgia, patients dealing with allergies, with depression, with anxiety, you name it. I mean, there is not a case that I don't tackle, but I'm on the functional side as a natural healthcare provider. I
Mhm.
own a pharmacy research and wellness center. So the whole entire movement that I am trying to, one of my pharmacy techs actually was crying and telling me today how wonderful it was to work with me and not to ever give up. And I needed to hear that today,
That's
right?
so awesome.
Yes,
Yes. Well,
because
I'm
she
sure
said
that
a
it is.
customer came in and said they gave me just a few weeks to live and this is year number 2, and because of Dr. Jenny, I'm alive. I kicked cancer in the ass without chemo, without radiation, and then whoo, see, and that right there, just having an employee of mine come and tell me how
Yeah.
they're so moved, by the whole entire movement that I'm doing because it's regenerative functional medicine is the
Well,
movement. So evidence-based
okay.
medicine, not just a bunch of band-aids to cover up a bunch of boo-boos. So band-aids are
So
good
tell us about
temporarily.
this. And I am hearing feedback on my end, but tell us. So I'll try not to talk when you're talking, and that'll
Mhm.
probably help me as well. But tell us about this now. What are you doing? People can come to your clinic, and they can you test to find out what's going on in their body, and then come up with some answers for them. Tell us about that.
Yep, that's correct. They either come to me for pharmaceutical services
Yes.
or I have referrals from other doctors. I have 110,000 doctors in the United States that send me referrals that say,
Wow.
okay, they've tried the allopathic route, allopathic medicine, meaning the band-aids for boo-boos, right? The Adderall, the Viagra, the statin drugs, just the pink pill, the yellow pill, the purple pill, the blue pill. And they exhaust all those options and the patient's still not cured, right? So then they come to facilities like mine. So I have a one-stop shop wellness center. People get their hormones tested. They check their endocannabinoid system. So even cannabis can be tested genetically. They're looking at genetic predispositions, the PGX, GDX testing. We're looking at neurological functions, abnormalities, hormones, vitamins, minerals, enzymes, probiotics, full body. So we're treating the body
Mhm.
very much like a car.
Right.
And what is the difference between a classic automobile and a pile of rust? maintenance, right? So our bodies are the same way.
Exactly.
If we maintenance our cars, our physical bodies, this is a car. It functions just like a car. It needs to be oiled. Our tires need to be rotated. We need to be fueled. Lots of people are running around in their cars without any gasoline, or they haven't had an oil change in 5 years and they're wondering why their joints are all cracking.
Exactly. You do have to
So
take care of yourself.
I look at real biological markers, real biochemical markers in the physical body, and then I replace it with what they're lacking. So if I do a hormone profile on a woman that is dealing with depression and the Xanax and the Wellbutrin and the Valium and the Trazodone didn't work, it just made her crazier and it made her more unhappy and more weepy. Then I do that hormone profile and test for progesterone and thyroid and testosterone. These are actual hormones in our body that regulate mood.
Mhm.
And it comes back deficient in progesterone. I'm going to work with her doctor, or she can use one of our doctors that works in our physical facility. And the doctors sign off on the hormones. And the woman no longer is taking this allopathic drug that was doing more damage than good. And now she's taking something that's helping her. It's refueling her. It's giving her back a sense of well-being. Same thing with guys with testosterone deficiency, right? Our men
Right.
are not deficient in Viagra, right?
Right.
Our children aren't deficient in Adderall. Why are our children suffering with hyperactivity disorder? It's not because they're deficient in Adderall or Vyvanse or Concerta, all these drugs that damage the brain.
Right. So these drugs really have created a problem, haven't they?
Oh, absolutely. It's an epidemic of, I call it neurological warfare.
Mm.
It's a battle of being put in chemical enslavement of the brain
Mhm.
because our society is just bombarding us. And some could be just for money and power, and they don't even realize the
Right.
forces that be, the big companies, right? I like to
Mhm.
think that they know and they do it anyways because there's so much money to capitalize on the sick and the
Yes,
unhealthy.
huge amount of money, the big pharma. And I just wanted to say this too, viewers, if you have questions, I wanted to put that out there. If you have a specific question, health related question for Dr. Jenny, I'd like you to put it in the comments, and then I'm going to go back here in a little bit, and then we'll ask Dr. Jenny these questions, and get some authentic professional advice and response to those questions. So put questions in the comments there. We've got a lot of viewers, a lot of people have come through, a lot of questions, a lot of comments and stuff already, which is just beautiful. And again, I'm just going to go back and say, wow, I'm just so pleased that you're here. I'm glad that you were able to make it. I've been looking forward to this for quite some time, and I'm just I'm blessed. I know that I am. And now
You look
you
good on camera. You have a better background than me. I got a lab behind me. You can see everything. You can see all my degrees too. Look at the
you're
wall.
still working, right? You're
I'm still at work and I'm
yes.
trying to figure out your interface. I'm like, I got this. I can do this. Okay.
Just click on that puppy. That's all it takes. And
That was it.
I really do like StreamYard a lot. It works really well. I can do a lot with it.
Mhm.
I'm learning to multitask, and put different stuff up. So just for the heck of it, Robert Brooker, I known Robert for a long time. He goes, well, he's certainly mental, you
Yeah,
know,
no. If we're living, we're
you know.
mental. Everything is a mental emergency. I'm actually working on a show, Robert, called Mental Health Motivator, and Lifetime We in Oxygen are taking it in. And it's to raise awareness on all of the chemicals in our society, from our foods, from our waters, that's contributing to all of the ailments. We are making a society of sick people. So my mission, I love people. I do people ask me all the time, why do you do this? I said, because I know I was a
Yeah.
sufferer of migraines for years,
Okay.
years. I had debilitating migraines pretty much on a daily basis where I was growing horns. It hurt so bad. It was sad just thinking about it. But every evening I would be out for 4 or 5 hours if I didn't take my sumatriptan or my butalbital, my Furacet, and all these painkillers. I was just popping these pills, and I would go to the doctor's office, and it would be 2 minutes with the doctor, and he would give me a prescription. I'd go to the pharmacy, pick it up. I'd go 6 weeks later and go, I don't know if this is working, but now my stomach is upset. I couldn't even drink water without getting an ulcer. I was taking so much NSAIDs, the Tylenol, the ibuprofen. I couldn't even drink water. I'd drink a sip of water and my stomach felt like it was going to explode. I was in so much pain. I'm like, this could not be the answer. Why am I getting these migraines? I'm so young. What's
Yes.
going on?
And how did you help that?
Yeah, turned out I was in a biochemical class and I'm that nerdy little girl in the front row going, pick me, I want to answer this. And my professor was talking about chemical pathways. And he was showing me, I remember this, Professor Tamango, the glucose pathways, sucrose, fructose, glucose. Three sugars in our body. I was so confused. I picked up my Gatorade and I'm looking at high fructose corn syrup in the ingredient list. I said, Professor Tamango, why is high fructose corn syrup not on that metabolic chart? And he's like, well, that's not a real sugar. Why would it be in our biochemical chart? I was like, well, if it's not real sugar, why is it in my drink? And why am I putting it in my body? Could this be causing me to have migraines? He
Right.
said, 100%. So I started to see the body as a mechanical, piece of geniusness, design,
Yes.
intellectual design. And
That's where you come up
I
with this
started
car
reading
analogy.
labels and I started going. I actually have one of my
Yeah.
biochemistry books right here. This is how I formulate. Look at that.
Right, because you're
So I would,
formulating right there on the
yeah.
premises.
So I'd go through my books and I would look to see, okay, how did God design our bodies? What's meant to be in our bodies? And if it's
Right.
not in there, don't put it in there, right? Or learn how to
I agree.
detox on a daily basis, right?
Yes,
Even
I agree.
our waters are toxic. Waters like Aquafina and Dasani. I mean, the pH balance of these bottles of water is like drinking sewer water. You might as well be drinking toilet water. Got the pH balance of 2. I tell people go to a store that sells the pH strips. Come to my store and buy its pH strip. For $4, you get a pack of 100. Test your water, even the water that's coming from the tap. I tested. I did a YouTube video, and 100 of other scientists did YouTube videos. And you're
Yes.
looking at the water, our tap water. It's got synthetic fluoride. It's got synthetic calcium deposits. It's got estrogen deposits. Why are we putting estrogen in our water?
That's
So we
crazy.
wonder why little girls are getting boobs now at 9, 8,
Okay,
7 years
right.
old, or why they're starting their periods at 8 and 9 years old. So
Yeah.
this is stuff that if we're going to live in a society that is chemically, we need to purify. If we're going to live in Babylon, is what I call it. We're going to live
Right.
in a toxic environment. We need to teach the consumer how to detox on a daily basis. What is the difference between a synthetic vitamin and a bioidentical vitamin? What's the difference between a synthetic hormone and a bioidentical hormone? Looking at labels, looking for non-GMO foods, not even organic. I tell people organic doesn't impress me.
Okay.
Formaldehyde's organic. Are we going to drink it? Are we going to eat cyanide? That's organic too.
Right.
So it's poison ivy. So when something says organic and you go to Whole Foods, it says organic. It's like, oh yeah, they still are using ingredients that are toxins, and that's scary.
Yeah, because this stuff all does come from nature. I mean, there's good things in nature and there's bad stuff in nature, and so it's a matter of making sure that we're doing the right things. Now, we have some questions here, and I'd like to put them up here. So Carolyn Brown asks about how do you help with menopause, moody, angry, and tears, and sometimes things like that.
Okay, this is my favorite because I've had 4 children, so I've been there, Caroline, so I feel for you, okay? And there is a light at the end of the tunnel. It is such a super simple fix. If you have children, that's the root cause, number 1. So knowing that it's not you, it's not in your head, it was literally from that child that acted like a cancer in your body. It really did. It sucked you dry to make that beautiful, delicious little baby. So that baby has to grow somehow. So it pulls it from your bones, from your brain, from your muscles, all of your reserves. And once you have that baby, mommy's left dry and shriveled up. And so we have to fertilize you and water you by testing those hormones that the baby took: progesterone, estrogen, testosterone. 99.9% of the time, it's progesterone for women. Every single woman that I test has a progesterone deficiency if she's had a child or if she's on birth control. That right there depletes you of your natural hormones. So I would recommend doing a quick spit test or a blood work at Quest or LabCorp, going to your local doctor or give us a call. I sell the kits here. You can go on my website. I have the kits there. They're $50. It's very inexpensive for one test, just to look at one hormone. The most comprehensive panel is $500. Now, there are companies that cover a majority of it through insurance. You can submit it through the mail and they send you a check right back. But once that hormone panel comes back and it shows the deficiencies, you can then get a prescription from my pharmacy or go to a local, compounding facility, and they will fill for a progesterone cream or a troche, a piece of candy. You can pretty much take it anyway. I use it every single month right before my cycles, so I don't have any of those symptoms of menopause, right? The 7 dwarfs of menopause, I call them.
Right.
So progesterone is a
Time for
female
partners
Valium,
to
dear
be really
Carolyn.
patient with their partner, for sure. Absolutely.
I've saved a lot of marriages.
Yeah, right. There you go. Now, I just happen to know that Carol Brown actually is in Toronto, Canada. So that's where she's hailing from.
Send me an email. If you're in Toronto, I have doctors up there and we do ship to Toronto. So, but I have lots of doctors that we deal with in Toronto, that because it's the licenses and the prescriptions are interchangeable. Most of them are licensed even in the United States. So they can send their script here and we ship it straight to you.
All right, we have another question here, and I want everybody to know, we need you to share this video out. Share this out to all of your friends, okay? They can probably learn something, I have no doubt, tonight. So we want you to do that. Share it to your friends, share it to the groups. Let other people know how awesome Dr. Jenny is and how she can really, like I just put up a moment ago, change lives on a daily basis. She's very much of a humanitarian, cares about people greatly. I know that because I have met her personally, and it was like, wow, I was so impressed and just honored.
So
It's like, well, and educated. And it's like, well, now I have a doctor, I told her. I have a doctor that can help me be as healthy as I can possibly be. And so that's
And
what we're
God
working
bless
on.
you. God
I
bless
tell
you
you.
for getting out there. I saw a question about sinus
Yeah.
issues.
Yeah, that's what I was going to go to is that this one here, Rachel
Rachel
Johnson.
Johnson.
Yes, what'd you do about the sinus issues?
Well, what would best help with my sinus issues? I was born with it. So sinuses, if it's congestion or postnasal drip, so I'll cover both. But if you live in Florida or any state that has a lot of heat, you're going to have allergies. You're going to have allergies anywhere, but Florida is one of the worst because of all of the pollen, different types of trees and herbs. But our sinuses, we have something that our body does that's like warning signs in a car. So when a car has a red light, it's telling you, okay, change your oil, time to change your gas, carburetor, engine, right? Sinuses are kind of like that. That's a warning sign when you're having itchy, or you're having an itchy back throat, or you have that post-nasal drip, that annoying, or constantly sniffing. You can tell when someone has allergies because they have a line right here at the tip of the nose from constantly doing this and always moving up. I could always tell. And I was like, you have allergies. And you're like, how'd you know? I could see the line right there. And I said, well, you have to get on high dose vitamin C. Vitamin C is a natural antihistamine, as opposed to taking diphenhydramine, which is Benadryl or Claritin or Clarinex or Zyrtec or all these other drugs, Flonase, and those. Just stay away from those medications. They're toxic for your body and they cause other side effects. So the natural chemicals that are associated with allergy relief and taking care of your maxillary sinuses and making sure those pathways are nice and clear, and even your lungs, it's all related. Glutathione, NAC, which is a short hand for N-acetylcysteine. So glutathione is a master antioxidant. You can take it via suppository, or you can take it via injection, or you can go to one of those IV clinics. I know several patients that come in every single month that do glutathione IV drips, and that's a 15-minute push, or they combine it with a vitamin C IV drip once a month, just to cleanse their body of all the histamine that gets produced from the allergies. The histamine comes out to protect. It's a warning sign saying, okay, there's foreign objects coming in here, bombarding my cells and causing damage. It's causing me to cough. And that's the body telling you, okay, give me something that I'm lacking. So vitamin C, glutathione, NAC, and even zinc. So those 4 things right there help to protect the lungs, help to protect the sinus pathways. And in some cases, vitamin D, everyone's deficient in vitamin D. Vitamin D strengthens your lungs, your immune system. Everybody should be taking a vitamin D shot every single week. I mean, we're like walking vampires in the United States.
Yeah, and I think that that's good, and you gave me a shot of the vitamin D. Need to get back down there and do that again because
Yeah, you were
that is
probably Speedy Gonzalez, weren't you?
it did make me feel better for sure. And
Yeah.
yeah, with the coffee and the vitamin B12, boy, I
Yeah.
tell you, you just got it going on right there.
You're giving
Now,
your body exactly what it needs. 86% of flu and cold viruses,
okay,
bacterial and viruses, gets reduced with a vitamin D shot. You do
and
100,000 IU vitamin D shot if you're feeling like you have a cold or you have the flu. Boom, 86% of
that's
symptoms are gone
awesome.
with that first shot. That's a natural vaccine right there. The
Now,
coronavirus that's going
yeah, I
around,
just was going to say, talk to us about the
yeah,
coronavirus. That's
I have
news.
several
Hmm.
doctors that are calling me to ship out vitamin C bags, zinc bags, because that's what's going to kill it. Because now you're getting to the root cause.
Okay.
You're giving your body the tools to get rid of toxins, xenotoxins, endotoxins, environmental toxins, all of that. So if your body doesn't have that tool bank to choose from, then you get the symptoms and you get sick. So exactly
Hmm.
just like cancer, it's all about boosting your immune system. So you have to keep your immune. If you're drinking alcohol on a Friday night or a Saturday night, you have to boost your immune system the day after or right before you go to bed. So because you're poisoning your body, right? If you're
Hmm.
smoking cigarettes, the more bad habits you have, the more tools you need to put in your tool, bank
Yeah,
in your body for it to choose from. Because if it's not there, then you're going to have a symptom. So whether it's allergies, it's cancer, it's a cold, it's hot flashes, night sweats, central nervous system. So the more bad things you do, the faster you're going to age. And you can tell that from a microscopic level. You can look at your cells. I do blood cell analysis, live blood cell analysis in-house. And sometimes I look at these slides and I'm going, whew, boy, are you sure you're not going to tell me what you do on the side? Because I'm going to tell you what you do on the side. So you better spill your beans right now so I know how to help you.
all right, we have another great question here, and I know that this touches a lot of people is diabetes and high blood pressure. And I know that I just kind of blocked everything up, but we're going to read this question. I know that our foods create diabetes, Tanita Clay says, and high blood pressure as well as other disorders. What advice do you have for someone to rid their bodies of these diseases through food or diet, right?
Yes.
And are there natural supplements that could be missing within the body?
Yes. I love the type of diet. I always put myself on. I have 4 children. You've seen me. I mean, if
Hmm.
I'm in a bathing suit, I have 6-pack abs and I don't work out.
Yeah,
People look at
you're
me, they're like,
physically
how do
fit.
you have that body and not work out? Again, because I'm balancing out those chemicals. So yes, diet is very, very important, even though it's only diet and exercise are 10% of the equation. 90% is balancing out the chemicals, right? Looking at your
Right.
hormones and your vitamins and minerals and replacing them. But having healthy, making healthy lifestyle choices, that's always going to be the best. So I am a practicing flexitarian. So what I mean by that is my diet is very flexible. For the most part, I eat pescatarian and keto. So I eat a lot of fish, so a lot of salmon, a lot of tuna, a lot of grouper with vegetables and fruit. And then as a flexitarian, I cheat on Fridays and Saturdays. That way I don't feel like I'm depriving myself. And if you're living, you're going to have to cheat. Everybody cheats. So might as well set aside 2 days a week to do it. And then the rest of the week eat, super healthy. Eat like a pescatarian. So eat a lot of fish. And if I crave red meat or poultry, I'll give myself like half a burger with French fries. But that's not an everyday thing. I can wait till Friday night and all day Saturday to cheat with my children. But Monday through Friday lunchtime, I'm eating fruits, vegetables. And that's a really healthy way to eat. So if you stick with that, that's a super, super way to stay lean, and you'll watch your body slowly start losing bad fat deposits. Another diet that I really like, it's a metabolic reset diet, and you can send me an email and I'll actually send you my protocol. It's 2 pages, and I'm going to dumb it down right now for everybody.
Okay.
You can lose about 15 pounds in 6 days, and very fast. You're resetting your glucose. So anybody with diabetes, I recommend do this diet. So you have 4 days of nothing but protein. Breakfast you eat protein, lunch you eat protein, dinner you eat protein. But it doesn't matter what type of protein, just you're eating protein. Steak, chicken, turkey, beef, whatever. That's all you're eating. Eating a lot of protein, and then you're drinking a lot of water. And then on the 5th day, you're reintroducing the fruits and the vegetables with the protein, and you're eating lunch, dinner, and snacks in between. And like I said, if you send me an email, Jenny@agevital.com, I'll send it to you guys. I'll just attach it. Anybody that's following you, I'll just send it.
That's excellent.
Yeah. So, but you'll lose
And
all my supermodels, my Victoria's Secret models. They'll do it right before they have to go on the runway. They lose 10 to 15 pounds in 6 days because now your body has no sugar to go and eat from. So then it takes all the sugar reserves that you stored for the past 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, however long you've lived in this constant state of diabetes, right?
right, exactly.
You feel
Yeah,
great.
because
You have so much energy.
my father is certainly on insulin,
Hmm.
and you know, my mother's now doing it too as well. So you know, I'm predisposed to that. So I need to really be careful and just do the right things now before I end up having to experience it, because it can be pretty very serious as a health issue. I
Yeah,
want to hit
no,
one more.
diabetes, it's one of the most what's plaguing Americans. We live in the land of the obese and unhealthy. I tell you a story about my friend from Germany that came and visited me, her and her family. We went to Disney World, and she's got
Hmm.
all these kids and they're super fit. They walk everywhere, you know, in all the other countries except the United
Right,
States. We take our car to go to the gym, right? We went to Disney World and she's looking around at everybody. She goes, Ach du lieber Gott, everyone is sehr fat. Why is everyone sehr fat? Ach du lieber. And looked around and
right,
I said, yeah, oh my gosh, everyone is fat. She says, why? Why are they all so fat? And I said, they don't know because they're being bombarded by all of this. It's not even their fault. It's in our foods. How do you know? Not everyone's a chemist like me.
right,
How would you know? So taking every diabetic, every person with hypoglycemia or should be on an amino acid called L-glycine right before they go to bed, because that's what
right.
regulates glucose in the body. L-glycine is the smallest of amino acid. It tastes like sugar and it regulates glucose. That's
There you have
amazing.
it.
So why are we
Yeah,
taking Humulin and Humalog when it's that simple? An amino acid that regulates glucose in the body. Every person
wonderful.
with
There you
diabetes
are.
is deficient. I just gave one of my secret, and then they start losing weight. They'll get rid of the headaches. They'll
Yeah,
start
because I was
craving
gonna
sugar less.
mention that, and you kind of touched on that because you said that you had migraines, and so what is this thing with the constant headache? There's probably something more than just a regular headache. And I
Sandy
don't.
Jew. Yep.
Yeah,
Good
she's
question,
down
Sandy.
actually down in Australia is where she's
Okay.
watching from, and so maybe you can tell us, Sandy, what are you having, the migraine type of headache where it's actually seriously got you in bed and you can't, you know, and the light is sensitive and things of this nature?
Those are the ones I
Um,
used to have. Throwing up, light
yeah,
sensitivity,
yeah, I was just gonna.
sound. Yep.
Right,
If you're having
terrible.
those Sandys, those are terrible. You feel like someone's stabbing you in the head with a knife. It's debilitating. Now, headaches have multiple root causes. So
Yes,
everyone's biochemically unique. I can go through different reasons and where you can go. In Australia, you said she's in Australia?
yes, down in, I believe,
Wow. Well,
Melbourne.
hello.
Yeah, we've got
um,
them watching from all over, actually, with Canada, Australia. I hadn't gone back up to some comments here, but um, tell us about that. Now, the other things I want to explain to our viewers too is that you're on TV all the time. Actually, you're
mhm.
on the local show here, ABC7. I've got a little banner here. I'm going to pop that one up. So you're on the Suncoast View, and you're on that very regular. And tell us, you're always trying to help people with doing better things with their diet, doing better things for themselves, trying to improve their quality of life. And so you contribute a lot through the TV. And you've also got your own show that you're is
Working,
the
yep, in the works and in production right now.
okay, and
Yep.
that's a Rood
You could
Awakening,
probably
correct?
YouTube it. Nope, that was something else I did on
Oh, that was something
TBN.
different. Okay.
Yep, that was many years ago on TBN. I did the Living Biblically Well with Dr.
Mm-hmm.
Jenny.
Mm-hmm.
um, but
So you're
now it's
working on something new.
yeah, mental health motivator. And if you go to mentalhealthmotivator.com, you'll see all the information. Everything's a mental health issue, even erectile dysfunction. It all starts in the head. So sickness and then
So
how it affects the psyche.
I
So
want to know, I'm hearing this about how, the gut has a lot to do with creating the neurotransmitters, the serotonin, the oxytocin,
yeah,
um, and the cortisol. And maybe you can
very
tell us
underutilized.
underutilized. So we
Hmm.
need to take care of our gut, our stomach as well.
Yes.
Maybe you can
Yep.
tell us a little bit about that.
The gut, it starts in the gut, and the gut brain connection is huge because you have uh, probiotics, right? So this
Yes,
microflora, good
probiotics.
bacteria in your stomach, and 10 to 1, we are more microbial than we are cellular. So think about that for a second. So 10 to 1. And how many cells do we
Right.
have in our body? Trillions. So
Trillions,
if
yes.
we have trillions of cells and we have more bacteria in our body, on us, in our gut, than we do cells in our body. That right there should show you we are virtually a walking microbe that's keeping us young and fit and healthy. These little critters that go to bat for us in our stomach, get rid of toxins, and to manufacture amino acids that then convert into neurotransmitters, right? So when you're eating
Right.
a piece of turkey for Thanksgiving, for example, turkey is loaded with tryptophan, that's amino acid. That tryptophan, converts into 5-HTP. That 5-HTP then converts into serotonin. There's that neurotransmitter. Then
Mhm.
into 5-HIA, and then into melatonin. Then it goes into the growth hormone where your body just goes to sleep so you can have that REM sleep. But yeah, that was from bacteria. It requires probiotics in your stomach to do all of that conversion. So if we are depleting it through drinking too much hot coffee or drinking alcohol, that's the worst. Drinking alcohol
Right.
kills, forget about it. Taking antibiotics, that kills your good bacteria and it kills your bad bacteria. So antibiotics is not the way to treat infections. So the way to treat infections is to take, a good silver hydrosol and then
Mhm.
replenish the body with all that good bacteria. So then you're allowing the body to heal itself.
That's excellent, excellent
Mhm.
advice. And,
I have a
and
great
that
probiotic on my website that I make. I have
yes,
3 different, yep, and they're
you have
strain specific.
I recall you telling me that you had 11,000 SKUs items that
Oh
you
my
created
gosh, yes.
all kinds of stuff. And so this is, and not only are you a doctor, but you're a chemist as well.
Mhm.
And so tell me, what was the motivating factor for you to decide that you wanted to get into the healthcare uh, industry, but you're in it from a naturopathic aspect? Tell us
Mhm.
about what your motivating force there was.
The tipping point for me, because it started with the dream that I shared with you there a long
Yes.
time ago. I won't share all of that.
No, that's fine.
But then after I had baby number 1, I got a urinary tract infection, and the doctor prescribed me Cipro. Turns out that there's a genetic predisposition that Cipro is not even an antibiotic, it's a chemotherapy drug. So I was basically taking a chemotherapy medication. It destroyed my central nervous system. I lost feeling in my lower extremities for the first 3 days that I took. It started off with tingling. I couldn't walk. Then they diagnosed me with MS.
Uh,
I'm 25 years old. I'm going to
right.
the doctors. They're like, "You have MS. You have a lesion in your head. You have what? What are you talking about? I mean, I'm too young to have MS." It was this drug that I took. And then after doing my own research, investigative work, discovering, taking these chemical classes, I'm going, oh my gosh, these drugs, if it's doing this to me, how many other people are developing autoimmune disorders? Look at the increase in autoimmune disorders in this country. Look at everybody that's getting fibromyalgia. Every other person and
Right.
their mother has fibromyalgia, lupus, Parkinson's, MS.
And
What?
you think that that was brought on really with the medications that we were taking, as well as maybe the food and the stuff that they're putting in the food?
Medications induce certain autoimmune disorders, and now we have the genetic testing for it. And this is not even
Right.
stuff that I'm writing, publishing. The most prestigious universities are coming out with the articles. You can just Google Cipro autoimmune disorders. You'll look at the black box warnings now, the inserts that the pharmacists are supposed to give you when you take it, but you never read it because it's,
Mhm.
you open it up and it's tiny little words. Who's got time to read that? A good pharmacist will just say, hey, you don't need to take this. This is terrible for you. You're going to be doing more damage than good. Just taking one a Z pack, it takes you a year to replenish your gut flora after taking a Z pack, a year. So it kills off all your bacteria where you're going to have to replenish it for an entire year to get your bacteria back to where it was. That's why a lot of people relapse. So if you're
Mhm.
having conditions that come back, someone gets an upper respiratory infection, then they get a secondary infection. That's a sinus. Some people get a third infection, but that's because they're taking too many antibiotics. They destroyed their gut. All the bacteria is dead. There's nothing protecting their immune system anymore. And there's doctors that are being controlled by Big Pharma. And
Right.
Big Pharma owns the insurance companies and they own the pharmacies. Now look at what I just created here. I created the unholy trinity, right? They,
Mhm.
how can the consumer win when the same companies that are poisoning their foods owns the drug manufacturing companies, owns the pharmacies, CVS, Walgreens, they're all owned by United Healthcare,
Right.
Express Scripts. It's unbelievable.
I
And if
have another I have another question for you. It is unbelievable, and that's why you need we need, as a community, and that's what we are here as a community. We're trying to shine the light in this darkness that's going on and trying to raise the awareness about the health and wellness of ourselves and taking care of ourselves so that we can be the best person that we can possibly be. Because when we take care of ourselves, then we're going to be that much better for the next person. And I know that I'm built to serve. That's what I do. I want to help other people. I know that's what you do. I know that
Mhm.
Adam Chelton here, we're in the UK now,
Oh,
or the UK's here with us in Sarasota. Welcome, Adam
hi,
Chelton.
Adam. Yes, depression.
So
Depression is real. If you're sinking, you find yourself sinking into depression, try to figure out the root cause. I mean, depression can come from just environmental stressors. It could be stressors from over exercising, believe it or not. So if you're not refueling after exercising, a death in the family, a divorce, uh, the psyche it's so sensitive. So you have to support the body, give the body the tools that it needs. I recommend B12 injection. So in the UK, if you can find somebody that makes methylcobalamin B12 shots. They're very inexpensive. Here in the United States, I charge $25 for a shot of B12, and we give 1 to 5 milligrams in an injection, depending on the levels. But vitamin D helps with depression, amino acids. If you have access to CBD, which is the non psychoactive form or molecule in the cannabis plant, CBD is amazing for depression. And that works instantly. CBD oil, or you can get a cream.
mhm.
Also, check your hormones, Adam. Testosterone at low testosterone levels can contribute to depression in men and in women. So I just gave you multiple different options: testosterone,
Exactly. Now,
hormone, CBD.
CBD, excuse me, is good, particularly for cancer patients, wouldn't it be?
Yeah, it's got multiple uses. We have what's called the endocannabinoid system.
Right.
And the endocannabinoid system controls and modulates the cannabinoids. Cannabinoids are like the CBD, the CBG, the THC. So it is a natural system in our body that's regulated, just like hormones are regulated by the endocrine system, right? And then
Yes.
you have energy batteries, the mitochondria. So the body's full of different systems. I love the endocannabinoid system because I personally think it's the missing puzzle piece to functional regenerative medicine. Now that everyone is on, discovering the power of this amazing plant, hemp,
Hmm.
cannabis, the same thing, right? Just depends on
Yes.
how you grow it. It's all cannabis.
Yes.
Animals should be eating it. Human being, you can eat cannabis just like a salad and it won't get you high. It's when you're
Right.
isolating the molecules or vaporizing it or smoking it, right, inhaling it, that you're getting all those bioactive cannabinoids that's helping with depression and anxiety and cancer. There's more essential fatty acids in a cannabis plant than there is in salmon.
And I
So
love salmon.
EPA, DHA, all of these essential fatty acids, ALA, they're
Right.
all of that, the essential fatty acids, they're, believe it or not, they're a form of cannabinoids too. No
Mm.
one realizes that DHA is a form of cannabis. It is a molecule very similar to CBD. So these fats that feed the brain. So we have the CB1 receptor here
Yes.
neurologically and the CB2 receptor in the gut. That's all we're talking about, the brain and gut. It's all connected right here. So get yourself some CBD
Excellent.
oil. I recommend about 20 milligrams a day for anybody,
There you
just
go.
as maintenance, just like you would be drinking water every day. Get CBD water or CBD gummies or CBD capsules. If you're taking 20 milligrams a day, every single day, you're protecting your brain from degenerating and you're making sure that the whole body, it has perfectly working spark plugs, because that's what it's working on. All of those nerve endings throughout the entire body, making those fiery charges, making sure that enzyme A goes to enzyme B. Because once there's nothing there to charge, you start malfunctioning.
We were getting some great information this evening. I tell you what, if you're just joining us, we've got Dr. Jenny with us this evening, and she has given us some great information. I mean, it's something that we can really apply to our life. If you want to reach out to her, you can. I'm going to give her a moment here in just a minute to be able to tell you how you can contact her. Um, I want to ask you this question because you are a leader.
Mm-hmm.
And you're one of the foremost leaders in the homeopathic area of medicine. Tell us, what is a leader to you? What is a leader? What makes a good one?
Oh my goodness, you're putting me on the spot, right? To me, the best leaders are people that are compassionate, people that love life, lovers of life, no matter what it is, a cockroach, a lion, a baby, an old, elderly, young, a cat, a dog, someone that just recognizes and sees the beauty in everything and understands that everything has meaning and purpose. So,
That's a good answer because
yeah.
it is a great answer because it's not about do this, follow my rules, or, I can remember the days of a couple jobs I had. Don't let the door hit you on the way out type
Oh,
stuff.
goodness. No.
I mean, it's all about helping because your employees, particularly as well, um, need. It seems like these days people just don't get recognition
Hmm.
anymore. And so it's all about teamwork, and I know that you know that, and it is about caring about people and then serving other people, and you do that so well, and our community is
Hmm.
blessed because that you're with us here, and I get to. It's just down the road for me, kind of thing. Um, but you travel too. You're moving all around the country, aren't you? And you're speaking at events. And what you got an events coming up here?
Yes. I
Tell
got
us about
the
that.
International Congress of Regenerative Medicine coming up in Captiva Island. So I'm taking myself and some other fabulous providers
Mhm.
with me, and we're going to be educating uh, allopathic doctors that are sick and tired of being puppets to companies that aren't on the front lines with their patients, that know nothing about medicine, but yet they're trying to dictate how they practice medicine. I've seen the ugly side of insurance companies and how they control the doctors. So a lot of doctors are going to functional concierge regenerative medicine because they're watching. Even usually a doctor will contact me when it becomes personal. My wife just got
Mm-hmm.
cancer. I just got diagnosed, and I know these drugs are going to kill me. Help me out.
Mm-hmm.
When it becomes personal and it's someone in their family, then they wake up. And then once I help them to reboot their immune system and to fight their disease or their symptom, right? I don't believe in diseases. I believe in deficiencies. So I say it's a deficiency of, and when you're dehydrated, you're deficient in water, right? So,
Exactly.
and we're training these doctors in 3 days and getting them board certified in regenerative and functional healthcare and teaching them, giving them the tools
That's so
to give
awesome.
to their patients and their clientele, their customers. That way they can go home and sleep at night and say, wow, I had a little 3-year-old girl with leukemia and I was able to help reboot her immune system and she no longer has leukemia. Or wow, I had a patient with breast cancer or prostate cancer
Right.
and it all went away. So, and they're focusing on the biochemistry. Biology, not pharmacology, is one of my slogans.
So the viewers are telling us, Rachel's telling us it's just great information. They really appreciate what you're doing. Tanita, um,
Oh, thank
Carolyn
you,
Brown.
ladies.
Carolyn Brown talks about giving her cat CBD
Yay.
oil for arthritis. It's like, wow, that's so awesome.
Yes, go
Um,
to my website. I have an entire pet line for animals, and it's inexpensive too, for cats and for dogs and for horses now. But yeah, our animals are being fed the same garbage humans are being fed. I tell
yeah,
people, do you ever see a diabetic dog in the wild? Doesn't exist. We're the ones giving these
exactly.
dogs diabetes.
Right.
I was like, we shouldn't have
What's
to be injecting them with all of this stuff. The diabetic dog.
right?
And you're using it for
It,
nerve damage, huge for nerve damage. It's wonderful.
well, my sister is a big pet advocate, particularly cats. That's her thing, and it's just amazing. The cats can come down with a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
They really can, and so we need to take care not only of ourselves but our pets too. Because
yeah.
we love them as well.
They're part of the
Um,
family.
they are part of the family. Um,
And they live
so,
longer when you're taking care of them. I have patients that come in here. Blue Pearl is right here, locally, and a lot of my Blue Pearl doctors,
mhm,
they're so amazed and how when you mean I've been in business now for 8 years and they have cats that are 16, 18, 19 years old. We had a dog that came in here that was 19 years old. I've never met a dog that
wow,
was 19 years old unless I was in Honduras in a third world country,
right,
right? Because they're eating non-GMO foods there. So once they started feeding them, good supplements to help detox, to help their little immune systems, they started living longer. And I've rescued a lot of animals that were going to be put to death, and just with a little bit of CBD for pain, cats,
hmm
dogs, the animal got to live as opposed to being put to death. I'm like, oh, just because it's not working doesn't mean you have to kill it. Figure out what's wrong
exactly.
with him. So see, there I go. I get like, oh, don't kill the poor cat.
Right, exactly. And
Yeah.
so this also, I think there's a message here too. We got to be careful. We should make sure that we're giving our pets good quality food to
Yes.
start with. Not be
Non-GMO.
not be feeding them the dinner plate after we're done eating kind of
Don't give them
thing. Although
McDonald's or
McDonald's. I mean, if we're eating healthy stuff, that's probably not so bad. But it's the
yeah, yeah, yeah.
McDonald's and the French fries and that
Yeah,
kind
and when
of
you're
stuff.
cheating, you have to take those enzymes, like my cheat zymes. Like I told you, I do
Exactly.
cheat. Saturdays, my children know we're eating waffles, we have fried chicken, we have French fries, we have burgers. The whole day is cheating. I'll even enjoy a cocktail, milkshakes. I mean, we're cheating, but we're also detoxing. I'm taking my antioxidant powder in the evening. I'm doubling up on my probiotics to replenish my gut, and then I'm taking a vitamin injection and it all goes away. So it's all about supporting your lifestyle. right?
Exactly. And that way you don't get depressed because, oh, I can't have anything, or
Right. I'm
yeah,
not the kind of doctor because I know everybody has their thing. My thing is cappuccinos. I will never give up my cappuccinos,
there you go.
right? My
I love
cappuccinos and my high heels.
that's so awesome. So I just want to give you this opportunity now. I know we're probably coming up on about an hour, I think, as a matter of fact, and I know that your time is valuable, and we appreciate you very, very much for taking time to come and join us this evening.
Oh, I'm so
Now,
happy. I'm so sorry I was
yeah,
late.
well, that's okay. You were
I
late.
hope
I
you
was
have me
ready.
on again. I won't be late, Stephen. I
Well,
promise.
I would love to have you back on. I'm sure that our viewers would love to see you again as well. You're so dynamic and so smart, and you teach us, and I learn. Everybody learns, and it's all about just getting this message out about the fact is that we can take care of ourselves, and there's
Yes.
ways to do that. And
Mhm.
I don't know anybody that knows more about this than you, Dr. Jenny. So
Oh
I'm
my
just so,
goodness. Thank you.
thank you. So they can reach you. I've been running this for you at www.agevital.com, but they can also reach you through your email. Go ahead and just, you got a last couple.
Jenny at agevital.com. That's JENNY at AGEVITAL.com. So it's Jenny at agevital.com.
That's
And then you
so
could call
awesome.
me. Yep. 388-941-388-0800. I don't ever call myself, but yeah. Or
You
toll
know the phone
free.
number.
Yep. Toll free 888 388 7237. So that's the toll free number. But yeah, if you go to the
That's so
website, you'll
awesome.
see all the information. You can go to YouTube or Instagram and keep up with my daily blogs and my
Yes. Now
weekly television shows.
you're doing a lot of Instagram.
Yes. Yep.
Yes. You
I
like
have a lot of
Instagram.
demand. I'm getting so many emails and amazing questions for topics and all content for the TV show because sometimes I love that your show is an hour because
Mhm.
sometimes someone tells me, let's talk about hormones in 10 minutes. Talk about hot flashes and vaginal dryness in 10 minutes,
Not possible.
Not
So
possible.
awesome.
Let's talk
Yeah,
about
exactly.
libido support in 10 minutes. I'll have to come up with a clever way.
Exactly. So
So,
when can we expect this show? You're in the works on that, and when can we expect that that's going to be being started to be broadcast?
yes, it should be in the fall of this year.
Okay.
So
That's
it's been going back and forth, and one of our co-hosts had a setback,
hmm
so we're waiting for him to recover.
excellent.
Yep. So I'm really excited about it because
That
I think a show that really talks about health and wellness as a whole and where people can access it, like real functional information on what to do and how to do it, how to support your lifestyle, right?
that's what it
So
is. It's
we're
about
living, we're stressed. So until you die, you're not stressed anymore.
right, and then we can do things
Then you'll just
like
be
I
in
talked about,
paradise.
right? The affirmations and the meditation and the yoga, whatever it is.
I
For
love
that fact,
yoga.
yeah, for that fact, going out dancing, having a good time because we got to take time for ourselves and enjoy
Dancing,
ourselves.
comedy, the theater, opera, positive neurofeedback. And I do
Exactly.
that with my children too. And I mean, I have 4 kids. I'm in a constant state of stress. I have a 5-year-old that has a 6-octave voice.
Awesome. So
So
thank you. So thank you very, very much. Have you got any just a
thank you,
last thought you
Stephen.
might share with the people? Just let's just make sure that we get you back on here. I want to do that. You've been so informative this evening. We want to thank you very much, and you're going to have a good evening. That's what you're going to do, right?
Thank you, Stephen. You too, and all your followers. Thank you so much for having me on again. I look forward to being back.
That's awesome. Thank you very much. I
All
thank you,
right.
everybody, for taking time to come and join us this evening. We've had a great time here. We've learned a lot, and we're just so grateful to Dr. Jenny for sharing this evening. Remember to share this video out. You can check her out on her website at www.agevital.com. You can email her as well at Jenny at agevital.com, and check her out on YouTube, on Instagram, and Let her know that you love her. Thank you
Yep,
so very
Dr.
much.
Jenny Wilkins on Instagram. Follow me.
Yes, there you go.
Thank
Everybody
you.
have a great evening. Thank you so very much. We love you. We're going to be seeing you tomorrow morning. We are back for Thankful Thursday. We're talking about gratitude tomorrow morning, watching
Oh,
the sun come up, and we'll be connecting to nature. We'll be connecting to source, and we'll be connecting to the community. Everybody take
amen.
care. All right. We're out from Sarasota. Take care and have a good night.